Welcome back to the Vineyard, everybody. Episode 6. Just sitting out here, having a cup of tea, enjoying the morning sunrise. So I was taking a look at our grape processing. It's going to be a little while. We're probably going to have to skip ahead a few months. But there's some work to be done before we actually get to that. We do need to prune our vineyard, our vines, if you will. They're yellow, ready to go here. That needs to be done. But we also said we would mow the lawn here at some point. So I think mowing the lawn and getting our pruning done would be good for this episode. And then I think we'll just have one more episode where we actually just sell our grape juice and our raisins and see what we get for our sale there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start up our lawnmower. And we got this nice lawnmower here. It was in the mod hub, in-game mod hub. Pretty nice lawnmower. We do have to, I like how sharp that turns too. It's pretty nice. But we got to be presentable here for anybody that's coming to visit our vineyard. And it's time to get at it. These weeds have been growing. Let's see here. So now we need to, once we turn it on, we also have to turn on our bag and drop our bag as well. And it should. Well, I think we got to drop the. Here we go. Now we should be able to get it as we forgot to drop our cutter. Very nice coming out. It's not so weedy. Got to get ready for a new season. And people are going to have some grape juice. Maybe we should bring a pallet or two of raisins and grape juice over, instead of selling them all. But yeah, we're going to get cracking here, and I guess we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alrighty, just finishing up the last little bit here. It was a bit of a job. This actually turns pretty quickly. I think it might just be a tad bit easier in first person, because I was trying to compensate for the time lapse. So I try to stay in third person. It's a little bit easier in first. Alright, it looks like we are about done. There's just a few weeds here and there, but we'll call it good right there. Shut her off, lift her up. Look at that. Looks nice, very inviting. I'm sure our business will skyrocket. How much do we make total on our grass? So we made 1,680 just on cutting the grass. That's kind of a nice little income there. It's better than nothing. Alright, so for the remainder of the episode, I want to get some pruning done. And I think the best way to do that would be to have a front and rear pruner so we can do 2 rows at once. And I think to make this work, there's a perfect machine that'll work good for. I know you could obviously put, you know, one on the front here and one on the back here on these Antonio Carreros or any tractor that's small enough to get into our rows, but what ends up happening is there's not enough compensation, and then you kind of got to be in the exact right spot. But I think if we take this Ridgy track, or you could use or anything from the hay and forge pack, because these do have some compensator, but this one has the tilt on the in cab, so I think I'm going to go with this one. Obviously the wheel setup, we can't do duals to get in between vines, so let's just keep that as standard. Or I'll purchase one of those. And then we do have one pruner, I believe. Yes, right over here. So we'll have to buy one more for the front. And there's no customization on that, so let's go ahead and buy that. Alright, so here we are. And I'll show you in a minute why it's important to use this unit for the hay and forge pack. Alright, we have arrived. Let's get this other pruner on the back. See, another nice thing about having a unit like this is the turn radius. You can do the tight turns, making the wheels go like that. That'll be nice for when we get to the end of the rows of the vineyard, just to turn over and get in the next row. Although we ain't going to be running real tight because we're doing 2 rows at once. Alright, so let me demonstrate here why this is a good pick. I think this is probably the most useful thing from the hay and forge pack. It's not actually what it was made for, but it works. Alright, so let's unfold the front, or the back, and then the front. So now what we can actually do here is this front bar, we can actually move it over, so it's actually going to let us get some wiggle room as we prune. And we won't have to be so accurate trying to stay exactly in the center. It's going to make life so much easier. Actually, there's not much playroom for this unit anyway. We kind of got to actually stay quite square here. Good. It might actually almost be easier to do in first person. But as long as we stay to the left, we don't really have to worry about the front. Now, is it perfect? No, but it's a lot better than trying to use a regular Antonio Carrero or another Vineyard tractor for that matter. Just gotta make sure we stay to the left. Stay to the left. Alright, I'm gonna get this going, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, we're just getting on our last few rows here. I did end up switching off the all-wheel turning. I went just to the front wheels, front axles, if you will. And it does take a little bit longer to turn a corner. Sometimes I had to reverse. But when I was steering in between the vines, it was overcompensating. I'd constantly get stuck because it'd be too much turning, and then you get wedged in there because of the way the wheels turn. So I do wish the back had a sway on it. So if I could put that like the front and I could sway it to the other side, we wouldn't have to worry so much about, you know, staying close on that one side there. But I do like the articulating cab here. It keeps you level, especially when you're on a hill. Like, for example, we're on a big hill here, but we are level. And you can see right there we are tilted. So that's one nice thing about this. So yeah, there was a few spots where they didn't get cut. Most of them got cut on this field. There's a couple on the other field that didn't get pruned. There was like a weird bug or something, and kept going back over it, and it wouldn't cut it. But anyway, that's going to do it for us on today's episode. On the next episode, we're going to go ahead and get those raisins, and our grape juice will be ready to go. And I think we might get... We'll have to decide what we want to do for a truck on that. If we should use a flatbed, or if we should get a refrigerated truck, whatever it may be. That's something we'll have to look on the next episode. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.